Los Angeles, the city of dreams, is now a city on fire. Wildfires are raging through the hills and canyons, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The flames, fueled by strong winds, have already consumed thousands of acres, forcing residents to flee their homes. The situation is dire, with firefighters battling not only the blaze, but also exhaustion and despair. This is the story of the Palisades Fire, a story of loss, resilience, and the unrelenting power of nature. The nightmare began subtly, with whispers of smoke seen rising from the canyons near Pacific Palisades. It was January 7, 2025, and what began as a seemingly insignificant brush fire quickly morphed into a raging inferno. The Palisades Fire, as it would be called, seemed to erupt from the ashes of a smaller fire that had been extinguished on New Year's Eve. Satellite images, analyzed by experts at the Washington Post, showed a chilling overlap between the burn scar of the New Year's Eve fire and the origin point of the Palisades Fire. This suggested the possibility of rekindled embers, lying dormant beneath the surface, only to be awakened by the treacherous Santa Ana winds. As the flames grew, so did the fear. The fire, fueled by dry brush and driven by the relentless wind, quickly spread out of control. Making matters worse were the Santa Ana winds, notorious for their ferocity and their ability to turn even the smallest spark into a raging inferno. These dry, powerful winds, blowing in from the desert, acted like a bellows, pushing the flames across the dry landscape with terrifying speed. Dangerous and strong is how meteorologist Rose Schoenfield described the winds. With a red flag warning in effect, signaling extreme fire danger, she warned, "This situation is not looking good." Her words proved prophetic as the winds continued to whip up the flames, turning the fire into an unstoppable monster. The wind was not just an enemy to the firefighters, it was also a terrifying force for residents. Embers, carried by the wind, sparked spot fires miles away, turning the once peaceful neighborhoods into a chaotic scene of flames and fear. The air was thick with smoke, making it difficult to breathe and even harder to see as the flames danced menacingly in the distance. Firefighters, the brave men and women who run towards danger when others flee, found themselves facing a formidable foe. The terrain, steep and unforgiving, made it difficult to access the fire lines. The wind-driven flames seemed to jump from ridge to ridge, outpacing even the most experienced fire crews. Exhaustion set in quickly. Long hours, fueled by adrenaline and the grim determination to protect their city, took their toll. Yet the firefighters battled on, their faces grimed with soot, their eyes reflecting the glow of the fire they fought so valiantly to contain. But their struggle was not just a physical one, it was emotional too. The knowledge that homes were being lost, that lives were at stake, weighed heavily on them. And as the fire raged on, the question on everyone's mind was, would they be able to control it before it consumed everything in its path? As the flames raged, so did the anger and frustration of the residents. Many felt abandoned, left to fend for themselves as the fire closed in. Where were they? Was the question on everyone's lips, a question directed at the fire department and its perceived slow response. The criticism was particularly harsh regarding the initial response to the New Year's Eve fire. Many residents believed that a more aggressive response then could have prevented the rekindling that led to the Palisades fire. They pointed to the fact that the New Year's Eve fire was suspected to have been caused by fireworks, raising questions about the city's enforcement of fireworks regulations. "It just doesn't make sense," said one resident, her voice choked with emotion. "They put out the first fire but then they left without making sure it was really out. Now look at what's happened." Her words echoed the sentiment of many in the community, their anger and frustration palpable in the smoke-filled air. Section 6. Lost lives, shattered dreams, the human cost. The fire's wrath was indiscriminate, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Homes were reduced to smoldering rubble, their memories turned to ash. Businesses that had stood for generations were gone in an instant, their owners left to pick up the pieces of their shattered dreams. Tragically, the fire also claimed lives. At least 24 people perished in the blaze, their stories a heartbreaking reminder of the fire's deadly toll. Among the victims were Victor Shaw, a 66-year-old retiree who died defending his Altadena home, and Annette Rosilli, an 85-year-old woman found in her car with her beloved pets, unable to escape the flames' advance. Each life lost left an unfillable void in the community. The emotional toll on the survivors was immense. Many faced the daunting task of rebuilding their lives, their homes, and their communities, all while grappling with the trauma of their experiences. The fire may have been contained, but the scars it left, both physical and emotional, would take far longer to heal. Section 7, Unanswered Questions, the search for a cause. As the flames died down, the search for answers began. How did the fire start? Was it arson? Was it an accident? Or was it, as many suspected, the result of the rekindled New Year's Eve fire? These were just some of the questions that authorities were grappling with as they launched a full-scale investigation into the fire's origins. The investigation was complex, involving teams of experts from the Los Angeles Fire Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, and the U.S. Forest Service. They scoured the charred landscape for clues, interviewing witnesses, and analyzing evidence collected from the fire scene. Despite their efforts, no definitive cause has yet been determined. The investigation is ongoing and authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward. The community waits anxiously for answers, hoping that understanding how the fire started will help prevent similar tragedies in the future. Section 8. Holding the line, a glimmer of hope. Despite the devastation and the unanswered questions, there were glimmers of hope amidst the ashes. Firefighters working tirelessly managed to achieve a measure of containment, preventing the fire from spreading further. As of January 12, the Palisades fire was 13% contained, a small victory in a long and arduous battle. The community too showed incredible resilience. Neighbors helped neighbors, offering food, shelter, and comfort to those who had lost everything. Donations poured in from across the state and beyond, a testament to the spirit of compassion that often emerges in the face of tragedy. "We will get through this together," said LA City Fire Chief Kristen Crowley, her words reflecting the spirit of determination that permeated the community. "We are a city that knows how to rebuild, how to come back stronger from adversity." Her words, though spoken in the shadow of tragedy, offered a beacon of hope for the future. Section 9. Scars on the land, scars on the soul, moving forward. The Palisades fire will forever be etched in the memory of Los Angeles, a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature and the importance of vigilance. The scars on the landscape, the blackened hillsides, and the empty spaces where homes once stood will serve as a constant reminder of the fire's fury. But the fire also revealed the resilience of the human spirit. From the firefighters who risked their lives to battle the blaze to the residents who came together to support one another, the Palisades fire showcased the best of humanity in the face of unimaginable loss. As the city begins the long process of rebuilding, there is a sense of cautious optimism in the air. The fire may have taken lives, homes, and businesses, but it could not extinguish the spirit of the people. They will rebuild, they will recover, and they will emerge from the ashes, stronger and more united than ever before.